This is a real-life drama that is playing out in Korea currently, and it's better than any K-drama that you've probably seen. On the surface, it all seems very predictable. A pretty woman who falls for a very accomplished and successful businessman. But is everyone in the plot who they all claim to be?
It's showtime!
In 2020, a Korean Olympic medalist, Miss Nam Hyun Hee, appeared on the popular Korean TV show King of Masked Singer. The premise of the show is pretty simple. You sing a song while covered from head to toe so as not to let anyone identify you. It's meant to strip you of your fame, name, beauty, and let others judge you purely based on how well you can sing. Miss Hee did a pretty good job concealing her identity.
Pretty good singer?
Well, it wasn't too bad. Fast forward to 2023, Miss Nam Hyun Hee appeared in front of cameras, grief-stricken and visibly distraught after calling off her engagement to Mr. Jeon Cheong-jo, a man behind a multitude of masks.
Who's Mr. Joe?
Mr. Jeon Cheong-jo was born in the land of the free and home of the brave.
The USA, greatest country in the world.
He was raised in the US and trained as an equestrian. This training as an equestrian would prove ideal for the wild ride that he was about to embark on later in his life. It's worth noting that Mr. Joe claimed to be of someone of notable wealth, an illegitimate son of the chairman of Paradise Hotel and Casino Groups in Korea. He also dabbled in tech startups and was a successful businessman.
There's no end to your accomplishments, isn't there?
Then on August 2023, Miss Nam Hyun Hee, while answering a question on Instagram, mentioned that she had divorced her husband of 12 years, Kong Hyo-suk, and was dating someone new. She was dating Mr. Jeon Cheong-jo. She was over the moon and was looking to ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. Now, while dating or in marriage, knowing your partner's love language will go some way in keeping a relationship healthy and happy. It just so happens that Mr. Joe's love language was the gift of giving. Mr. Joe gave Miss Hee a Bentley and a Christian Dior bag worth $7,000.
Just looking at that Bentley, I can feel the butterflies fluttering in my stomach.
Soon enough, they moved in together and he gave her the biggest gift of all. Miss Nam Hyun Hee was pregnant. You can't be pregnant and single, certainly not in Korea. It was time to get married. With my 67 subscribers, I do feel pretty special, but I've not yet been given a handbook on rules to live by when you are a celebrity. But I like to think that under the section Dating and Marriage, rule number 1 is don't just upload a picture on social media and expect everyone to go. You gotta have a professional photo shoot with your partner and then introduce your partner to the world, either at a red carpet event or an interview with a widely circulated magazine. Miss Hee sure must have the handbook because that's exactly what she did. She did an interview with a local magazine and uploaded the pictures to Instagram. She was waiting for all those likes to come rolling in.
I mean, come on! The guy's rich? He's a tech entrepreneur, and he's a successful businessman.
Hold up!
Wait, what? Born in Kangwon though? A fraudster? Wait, what? No. Both Miss Hee and Mr. Joe were furious with all these accusations. They threatened legal action, as you do if you're famous.
This is something rich people always do, don't they? Anytime they get caught with their pants down, they threaten to sue.
Touch me and I'll sue.
But what ends up usually happening is there are a lot more people commenting and there's more gossip. Then on October 31st, 2023, Mr. Joe was arrested on charges of fraud and attempted fraud. Turns out Mr. Joe wasn't who he claimed to be. And Mr. Joe is actually Miss Joe, or at least was born as Miss Joe and turned gender fluid allegedly based on who she was scamming. But Mr. Joe got Miss He pregnant, did he? Did she? Wait a second, I'm confused. If only Miss He could clarify all this for us. Thankfully, Miss He did an interview to clarify what actually happened. So, is it Mr. or Miss Joe?
Well, Miss He was aware that Joe was biologically female, but also knew that Miss Joe was transitioning to become Mr. Joe. A Bentley can help one to be a lot more understanding. So how do you explain the pregnancy?
Mr. Joe had a testicular implant.
What?
You can't impregnate someone with a marble placed down there, can you?
It's too confusing for me as well. Thankfully, Miss He went on to explain further. Mr. Joe had provided her with a pregnancy kit which was already opened. Miss He was suspicious but didn't think much of it.
You don't know what to do? You never had your period before?
She discussed it with the relative. The relative assured her that it could be a possible side effect of early stage pregnancy. Case closed.
So can we get back to the social media and comments?
Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
The internet wasn't backing down and it soon all unraveled.
So was Miss Joe really born and brought up in the US?
Nope. Was born in rural Gangwon-do and lived here in Korea all her life.
What about that information technology stuff? Did she dabble in IT?
Yes, she did. She once convinced, and I say convinced, but she once had someone invest $20,000 to build an app.
So why did she have all those bodyguards?
She just paid some random folks to pretend to be her bodyguard.
Oh, not a bad idea. If anyone wants to be my bodyguard for my next date, please leave a comment below. Well, at least she's rich. You know, being the child of the chairman of the Paradise Hotel chain and all that.
No, she isn't.
She isn't the child of the chairman of the Paradise Hotel chain?
That was a big fat lie.
How is Miss He so gullible in all this?
She's not sure either. Maybe Jeon Cheong-jo is a pretty convincing liar. In any case, Miss Jo will have her day in court and will tell us her side of the story.